Windshield repair doesn't have to be rocket science, and relationships aren't built on circuitry.
Whoa!
Well, good ones anyway. You see, the Clearview way is technique and artistry in our craft, performed with both care and consideration of not only your windshield, but of you. Yeah, you, the customer. And while some people may seek guidance, comfort, heck, even TLC from gadgetry like Chip over there, we understand that true business is nothing but personal relationship, and only a person can do that. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, Chip's got a great eye for locating damaging windshields. He just lacks the true finesse of a well-trained technician. We just do things different. Old school, person to person with a Clearview standard.
Alright guys, here we go. Time to get started with the repair. Let's see if we can film myself here. Think I can see me? I don't know. Do this. Put on my cape. My cape actually goes in front. More like a chef or a grill master instead of Superman. Then we get this. Put on that down. Box up. Let's go ahead and put the windshield wiper down. Bada bing, bada boom. There's all our jazz. And here we go. About to work on this chip in the windshield. Oh, let's do that. There you go. This chip in the windshield. Oh. Right here. That's what we're working on. Okay, let's get it. First off, we need gloves. Once I get my gloves on. Glove. I can reuse my gloves a few times. Unless they rip, then I can't. Okay, put our glove on. Let's start the clock. I know that's upside down, but let's start it. Okay, what we're dealing with here is it'd be considered a bullseye, but it's really kind of half a bullseye. I'm actually going to turn it into a bullseye. So it's really a star right now. So I got to grab my probe. My probe goes like this. Pull that out. You inspect this here brake. Usually it's going to have one shooting down or over here, as it does. See, it's got two. So you got to be careful. You got to know what you're doing. You gotta be handy with a steel, if you know what I mean. Earn your keep. Regulators, mount up. So, we go ahead and take our Dremel. I'll start talking after this. So what I do is I don't talk while I'm drilling, but I drill in a certain area so that I can open this brake properly, use my torch to heat it up so that I can lock it into that heated climate. Then once it's heated enough and I'm satisfied with that, and I just go by experience, really. I don't know if it's a few seconds or what have you. But about the time I see that evaporation dissipating outside an inch circumference, then I go and I loop this around. Good, we're gonna do this too. So what I've done, not everybody agrees with me, but what I've done is I've created a bullseye essentially. It's more like a infinity symbol, figure 8, but I've looped in and I've looped in. I've tied in those fingers and these fingers here. There's a train behind me making noise. So I can ensure that all of these fingers, which are kind of like rivers, are tied into a reservoir, okay? I always keep my probe ready and available. I don't know if you could see it. Yeah, ready and available. Then we go for our bridge. Got the kits. Okay, they're really cool. You back off the feet, back off the feet, back off the feet, back off the other feet, the feet, so that you can actually get the suction cup to suction down. If the feet are too long, this won't suction to the glass. Then we have to back our piston so that we can, again, also have this ready to suction down on the glass. Then we fill in this seal with some resin. I want to get that into the injector. It's usually only a couple of drops that are required or necessary. Hope you can see that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not quite cinco, not cinco. All right, now we flip the bridge over. I do so in a manner that allows me to see the entirety of the brake from all angles. I need to see it for a few reasons, primarily because I need to get all the resin out, all the air out and the resin in. I'm backing these feet down so that we have a good solid foundation. But yeah, I have the bridge in such a manner so I can see all the way around the brake to ensure that it's going to be filled. We touch down to the glass, and about the time we touch down, the resin starts injecting, and we go for a siphon cycle. Then we go to pressurize, and we siphon, and we pressurize, and we do this as many times as needed, but I usually go a couple of times, and then I swing the bridge aside so I could take a look, a gander, make sure we're injected. We're gonna run this again. More pressure. Life is about pressure, isn't it? Always pressure. Too much pressure makes us crack. Not enough pressure, well, we don't build character then. We need to build character, don't we? I feel good about that. I didn't actually need to use my probe to flex on those fingers this time around, but sometimes I do. Not this time. I feel pretty good about that. I could let the sun cure it, because that is ultraviolet light in and of itself. But I like a cure from a UV artificial ultraviolet lamp. Voila. Artificial, baby. We're gonna let that cure. You know, the problem with these suction cups is they over time, they kind of like stiffen and get hard, and they don't adhere to the glass. And actually, I'm saying over time. I think that this probably stopped using suction within the first 6 months, yeah, of the purchase. And this is a $300 purchase, by the way, or $200 rather. Maybe it's gone up, crazy inflation. So we're curing, not taking long. Let's look at our time. Oh, well, we're about 7 minutes in. Okay. After that, we're gonna need a cellophane patch. Actually, it's melamine. Melamine is like cellophane, but it's thicker. Gelatinous, I suppose. It's a gel sheet. Okay, we're good with that. Now we back off the pressure, because if you don't back off the pressure, this thing will squirt you in the eye like a cobra with venom. And that acrylic resin then begins to dry in your eye. No, it doesn't really. You just cry it out, but it hurts and it stings and it stinks. So you back this off so it doesn't squirt. Then we pull this little lip, and that releases so that we can take our bridge off. I don't know if you can see it from camera angle, but there is a small pocket of air that remained in this one. But there is a difference between a pocket and a finger. If a finger has air in it, that's a problem. If a pocket of air remains, it's usually circular in form and it doesn't extend or spread or fail. All right, now it's time to use thicker, higher viscosity pit resin. See how that's like thick like honey? Once we do that, you want to pull from the bottom up. That way you drag the resin in and push the bubbles out of the brake. You tap on this ever so slightly, not on the center, because that will make it concave, and we do not want that because then we'd have to resurface further. What we're trying to do is resurface the whole glass. All right, time for our fake sunshine, ultraviolet. I might have to look to see if this is UVA, UVB, and that's why it cures harder, faster, stronger. Harder, faster, stronger. Isn't that a song? Make it harder, faster, stronger. Deep, 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 deep. I forget who that was. Daft Punk or something. So yeah, we're just letting that cure right now. It is a nice, balmy Colorado day. Probably about, I don't know, 45 degrees out right now in the winter, January. Okay, we're done with that. We hit that switch, flip them switches for all them chipses. Pull off our melamine. Now it's time for us to go to scrape. It's usually good to have a brand new fresh razor blade. This one's pretty good, so I'm gonna stick with it. I have something I like to do. If I scrape like this, see how it goes everywhere? You get the shavings that go everywhere. I know that sound is horrid. It's like fingernails on a chalkboard. But see how the shavings just go everywhere? Watch when I blow them. A little bit of wind comes and it blows it. So it's all over the windshield. You don't want that. So I've devised a way to basically wet sand. This gives a better cut and it keeps all of the shavings in place. And then I do what's called cross-cutting, one way, another way, and just gets a good cut on the windshield. And you don't want to go at a 45, you will lift the pit out, so you want to stay at a 90 degree. You could just go straight, but that's where the squeaks are, so angle. Then I take that all the way down, see how it kept all my shavings in place. We scrape them up, and we get rid of them. Now, I do a little cross for Jesus, and then we clean off the windshield. I'm making that sound, it's not really happening. Squeaky clean, squeaky clean. Now, are we looking a little bit better? I think we're looking a little bit better. Let's go ahead and polish this out, because the last thing is, what we use is an acrylic resin that bonds by ultraviolet light. Acrylic meaning that it is plastic. So we hit it with a plastic polish. Then we're gonna have a real nice chip repair. There. That is a clear view repair right there, boys and girls. It's the only way to do it. Call Clearview. We got this down pat. Hundreds of thousands of repairs in my time. You would think I'm so old, but I'm not. I'm not old. I'm 47. I'm at half life. So, thanks for watching. Thank you for watching. Clearview. Oh, fraptious day. This is a good time. Look, there's another one, but this is someone's old repair, and we're gonna make it look better. Okay, I'll get back to you in a minute. I don't have the device to allow me to hold this here. So I'm just gonna do the repair and then I will film it after.
Let's face it, cracks in your windshield are going to happen. There's nothing worse than a huge crack, but Clearview has your answer. For only $49.95, Clearview can repair your windshield rather than replace it. And with free mobile service, Clearview comes to you. Isn't that right, Chip? If you have a crack, Clearview's got you covered. Mom said you weren't going to ruin my commercial!
You know what? You could still watch. I just can't get it close enough for you to see. So you can watch but not see. Anyway, we're drilling now. As with every brake, you have to have proper drill placement before you loop it around. You just learn this over the years, but I could teach you. $50,000. Anyway, yeah, because I do franchises. So if you want to buy in and you want to do windshield repairs in your neck of the woods, your country, or whatever, just send me the money and I'll teach you. I'll help you get set up in business. Okay, so now I loop this around. And this was, just so you know, an old repair. So it's going to look a little nastier than they usually do because it's an old repair. It's like doing second surgery. So here's what we're looking at. I don't know if you could see that. Like I said, I don't have my device to hold the camera up here to watch while I'm doing it. So that was that. As always, you take and you back the feet off of the bridge. Back it up, just like that. And you back this off. Now we're gonna fill it with resin. We do regular resin, just a few drops. Call this liquid gold. Liquid gold. Not like the shine for your wood, but liquid gold as in, when you learn how to do this, you can make good money, and there's little overhead, but it's all about technique, and so you can do a lot with a little. It's like a dentist having tools. It's like a mechanic having tools. It's like a chef having tools. There is cost and overhead, but really it's the skill set of the individual. I keep looking over here at myself, but I want to look at you. All right. Now, why I can kind of take my time and talk was because I wasn't down on the glass with the injector. That means it wasn't curing yet. Sometimes you gotta push pretty friggin' hard. Then I use my probe. Like I said with the other one, I don't always have to use my probe, but sometimes it's necessary. Again, think of dentistry, like a dentist use a probe really to feel around in your mouth and on your teeth and scrape them to find out if there is a cavity. I'm looking for cavities in windshields. So, man, I've had some dentistry. A lot of people don't know it, but I got like, back here, down here, I got 6 implants. And it's because, well, honestly, I have my theories, but the tough thing about dentistry is, you know, you got to find an honest dentist, like an honest mechanic, like an honest anyone. But I think and I feel that when I was young, the dentist that we went to or I had would find cavities that weren't there and drill and fill, and then they became more exacerbated and damaged over time. And so then I had, I need my UV light. they became more damaged over time and deteriorated, and there's a lifespan for a repair, for dentistry. So I had a lot of cavities, and then root canals and bridges, and finally I just got tired of it. I was like, yank the tooth, take it out. I'll just get implants. And there I am. I now have 6 implants. I tell people that it was actually, did I have something on my nose? No, that's just the lighting. I tell people there's this film called Army and Coop where I play a grinder. Not like grinding, but a grinder as in a fighter in hockey. So I was a grinder in a hockey movie called Army and Coop. I'm the star. You can find it on like Amazon Prime and YouTube and Hulu and all that stuff. Freevee. But I told people, yeah, man, I am so dedicated to the craft, and I'm so dedicated to my character that I yanked out 6 teeth because it just coincided with me having those repairs done. So yeah, while I was filming, I was lacking 6 teeth, sans 6 teeth in my skull. And that was part of my motivation in my character at the time. At least I twisted it to that. Okay, we're done curing there. Now let's grab a patch. Remember what this is called? This is pit resin. Pit resin is to resurface the pit. Now, sometimes there's buildup of the resin because of the placement and where it was. We gotta scrape that off so that we can have a smooth surface to put this on. Drag the resin up into the brake and push out any bubbles. Remember, do not push on the center. It will make it concave, and we don't want that. So, back to my story about to film. Go check out my movie. And then back to dentistry. It's one of those tough things. Find a good dentist. Find somebody who, asks you if you're numb enough. Numb your mouth. Because I have panic and terror concerning dentists ever since my experience. So yeah, we're almost done. So I need to cure the resin. Wow, I'm talking too much. I'm not working as much. What else can I tell you? I don't know. Windshield repair has been a great thing for me for the past 26 years, since 1997. And it has afforded me the opportunity to chase and pursue my dream as an actor right here in Colorado. And I've been in over 250 films. I did one out in LA thanks to my buddy Eddie P. All right, we're cured now. Now let's scrape this off. Remember what comes next? We spray this. When we spray it, then we scrape left to right. I know, that's a terrible noise. Terrible noise. Then we get rid of that. Remember, I always bless my windshields. So, let's give it a fish this time. Jesus, fish. Because I am grateful for the work that I did. It's amazing. All right, almost finished. I'll polish this out. Once we polish, then we take a look at it with the phone. Let's go up and take a look. A little bit better, but it will hold. That's a little bit better. Perfect.